you've just discovered.
The Midnite Station. Stories of forgotten gods, broken people, and the terrible things waiting for us in the dark. So dim the lights, turn up the volume, and lock your doors. You wouldn't want to end up in one of my stories. Last time on Kayfabe is dead. The Fright emerged from 16 years in hiding, only to discover that his oldest friend, Jungle Jim, had been murdered. Tonight, the hunt for the killer begins. Kayfabe is Dead, Chapter 2. The Fright's old car cut through the rain-soaked dark like a bullet with nowhere to land. Tires slashing through puddles, wipers groaning like dying men. The countryside stretched into blackness. Wet roads slick as old bloodstains. Buffalo huddled by the fence line at the wildlife preserve, their hulking bodies pressed to the wire, watching him pass like mourners at a funeral. The radio sputtered. Speakers popped and hissed, something clawing its way through the static. Then, a ghost's voice.
Welcome back to another episode of Wrestling with the Past, where we talk about the bullshit, the politics, the real history they don't want you to know. Let's talk about Skid Mark Charlie, career jobber, skinny fat, bleach-haired, barely a footnote loser who never made it. A name no one remembers. But you know who they do remember? His wife, Trish Vicious, the first real diva of wrestling, the first woman to break out, a star, made more money than the top guys. And Skid Mark, he hated it. Spent years whining about how she was cheating on him, how she was sleeping her way to the top. But you want to hear the real truth? The ugly truth? Skid Mark wasn't some poor, betrayed husband. Skid Mark was pimping her out. For coke, for roids, for a better spot on the card. Trish fucked every one of those animals because she thought she was helping her husband, because she loved him. Skid Mark was 37. Trish was 19. He picked her up when she was barely legal, promised her the world, and she believed him. Thought she was helping him. Thought that's what love looked like. But eventually, she saw it for what it was. So tell me, Skid Mark, was she the whore, or were you?
He pulled into a rundown trailer park, swallowed by tall grass and stagnant puddles. Rusted mobile homes leaned against the wind, lightning carving jagged grins through the black sky. A river slithered through the woods beyond. Skid Mark Charlie was already outside, nursing a long neck and a crumpled cigarette, looking like an old scarecrow somebody forgot to burn. Hunched shoulders, thinning hair, and a face that looked like it took one too many unprotected chair shots. The Fright stepped out of the car, trench coat clinging to his massive frame like ring gear that didn't quite fit. Rain hit him like steel chairs, but he didn't sell. Just stood there like a boulder that refused to job to the weather. Lightning cracked, and Skid Mark got a good look at the mask, the ghostly face that used to send Marks and Smarks alike running for the exits. Skid Mark shuddered.
Jesus, you look like you crawled out of a grave.
The Fright's voice was low, cracked, almost a whisper.
I did.
He stepped onto the porch, boots making the wood groan. Skid Mark handed him the beer. He took it, ducked his head, and stepped inside. Nicotine stains streaked the walls, and the couch sagged under Skid Mark's weight. The Fright moved like a specter, each step making the thin walls shudder. Skid Mark took a drag.
Been a while, brother. How you been keeping?
Silence. Rain hammered the roof. Skid Mark answered himself.
Been drinking since I heard. Stabbed to death in the showers. That kind of thing doesn't happen in wrestling.
People get their knees broken on live TV. Friends stab you in the middle of the ring. Ain't so different.
Skidmark winced, like he took a low blow that didn't get called.
You're still hot about that? Thought you'd have let it go by now.
You were part of my downfall. Is it a stretch to think you have a hand in jungle gyms?
Skidmark's face twisted.
I loved Jim. You know that. We both did. Hell, we were the Three Musketeers back in the day, until you got over and left us scraping the bottom of the card.
The Fright didn't blink.
Until you betrayed me.
Skidmark's shoulders slumped.
They promised me a push, but I stayed a jobber, taking power bombs from rookies while Jim and Geronimo were getting title shots. You don't know what it's like, man. Watching your best friend's main event while you're stuck putting over every greenhorn they throw at you. You got any idea what it feels like to want something so bad and never be good enough to grab it? To eat shit night after night and have nothing to show for it but more goddamn shame?
Shame's your tag team partner.
Silence. The wind howled, rattling the trailer's thin walls. Skidmark ran a hand through what was left of his bleach blonde hair.
I don't know a damn thing. I'm a math teacher now. Closest I get to wrestling is coaching high school kids.
The Fright tilted his head.
Which you just got fired from.
Skidmark stiffened.
How the hell do you know that? You've been watching my life from the shadows?
The Fright took a slow step forward.
I am the shadows.
Lightning cracked. The trailer rattled. For a second, Skidmark looked ready to break along with it.
Yeah, I got fired. School board didn't like what Jim said about me on his podcast. That son of a bitch was my friend.
The Fright's voice was cold.
Is that why you killed him? Because he ruined your little lie? Because he exposed you?
I didn't kill him.
Skidmark knocked over his beer.
Yeah, I hated what he said, but I ain't no murderer. I'm a coward, Fright. That's all I ever was. Couldn't even protect you from the screw job.
Karma's a slow death, Charlie. You're feeling it now.
Skidmark laughed bitterly.
You want answers? Go ask my ex-wife.
The Fright didn't move.
Trish Vicious. Yeah, I figured I should have started with her, but I wanted to give you a chance to get in front of it.
Skidmark shook his head.
Who would have guessed it? Trish running the whole damn business now. Meanwhile, here I am, falling apart in a rusty trailer.
Guess pimping her out to the boys paid off. For her, not you.
Skidmark's hands curled into fists, knuckles white.
Jim was a goddamn liar, making up shit for ratings. I didn't pimp her out. She was a cheating whore. Slept her way to the top and left me to rot.
The Fright's eyes narrowed.
Then why'd you stay with her?
Skidmark looked away.
I thought it'd help me. There, I said it. I thought if I turned a blind eye, maybe they'd throw me a bone. Maybe I'd get a better spot on the card.
Skidmark crushed his beer can.
Are we done here? I've had enough of this haunting tonight.
The Fright turned for the door. The trailer rocked under his weight. The Fright, somber and low size.
I miss this place. You, me, Jim.
Skidmark paused.
Yeah. Whatever happened?
You killed me.
The Fright stepped out into the rain.
Good times.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
First ever totally legal hallucinogenic. Please enjoy Chud responsibly. Rainbow Corporation is not responsible for enlightenment, ego death, conversations with higher beings, dimensional travel, or theft from the gods. Safe for ages 11 and up. Chud, 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 chud.
The TCW arena loomed like a modern-day coliseum, built on the bones of America's past. Once a rodeo stadium, then a football field. Now it belonged to wrestling. The beating heart of Twin City wrestling, where men became gods and gods became ghosts. Outside, the storm soaked the city, rain slashing through candlelight as hundreds of fans gathered in vigil. A sea of flickering flames cast shadows over the bronze statues lining the entrance, monuments to the fallen, to the forgotten, to the legends. Geronimo Jones, forever frozen in triumph, a single hand raised. Big Mac O'Malley, hands on his hips, his smug grin cast in metal. And then, Jungle Jim, a towering, impossible statue, impeccable detail, every scar carved into his jigsaw puzzle of a forehead, old wounds etched like battle lines. The Fright stood before him, rain soaking through his trench coat, boots sinking into the mud. His gloved hand rested on the statue's boot. His voice was low and cracked, like he was cutting the last promo of his life.
I've been dead a long time, but your death pulled me back. Now, someone's gotta pay. I'm gonna bury someone, Jim. I'm gonna bury someone so far down the card, they'll all forget he ever existed. No rematch, no redemption, just the dark and the dirt and the silence that comes after. I'll stretch him till his joints scream, pop his shoulders out one by one, twist him up like a wire, and hold it. Hold it till the panic sets in, till he pisses himself, till he starts praying, begging. He'll call me Daddy. He'll call me God. He'll say thank you when I finally let go. And just before he blacks out from the pain and the shame, I'll snap his fucking knees.
Fright?
One voice,
Fright!
Oh, it's Fright!
two.
Collins, look! Oh my god, that's Fright!
then 10, then 100. They saw him. For the first time in years, since his legs were broken, since he vanished into the shadows. They swarmed him, hands grabbed, phones flashed, and memorabilia shoved into his arms. The chanting hits him like a tidal wave, every voice crashing into his skull. But the pain, Christ, the pain, aching throb in his hip, the constant ringing in his ear, the knife twist in his lower back, all of it fades like smoke on the wind. The hunched-over monument of a man straightens up for the first time in years. He pulled his collar up, tried to disappear, but they wouldn't let him. The rain thickened. The voices closed in. His breath came short. And then, a voice, deep, gravelly, unforgiving.
Get away from him!
A hush fell. The crowd parted like the Red Sea. Standing there, in the rain, holding two massive black umbrellas, dressed in perfectly tailored black suits, the Reavers, iconic tag team, titans of the ring, legends backstage for another reason, the personal hitmen of the TCW empire. When Trish Vicious bought the company, the deal must have come with them. Identical, Samoan, 6'8", 400 pounds each, two walking refrigerators in designer suits, their heads tilted down, black eyes drilling into the Fright. In unison, their voices like gravel grinding against steel.
She's expecting you.
The Fright said nothing. He just followed them into the tomb that was TCW. The TCW arena, the mausoleum where the Fright's glory and his betrayal lived side by side. His boots echoed against the polished floors, each step rattling the ghosts in the walls. Posters lined the hall, fresh faces, marketable smiles, future champions designed in a boardroom. At the end of the corridor, the Reavers pushed open a door and gestured for him to enter. Inside, a record spun, Mulatu Astatke, Ethiopian jazz, smooth, hypnotic. The sound drifted through the office like a memory. For a moment, the Fright was somewhere else. Addis Ababa. A girl he once loved. A love he let wither and die, like the red roses he bought for her. A love he let his career, his death, his regrets suffocate, until nothing remained. The scent of leather, perfume, and fried food filled the air. Behind a massive mahogany desk, Trish Vicious sat with her legs crossed, gnawing meat off a chicken wing. She'd aged well, but there was something in her eyes now. A hardness that only came from clawing your way to the top. The walls were lined with self-help books, framed magazine covers, motivational posters. A memoir sat prominently on the shelf. Girl Boss of Wrestling, How I Broke Barriers and Built an Empire Without the Help of Men. The Fright picked it up, flipping through the pages.
You didn't break into the business. You spread your legs and let it crawl in.
Silence. The Reavers shifted in the shadows, waiting for a signal. Trish just smiled, tearing another strip of meat from the bone. She chewed slowly, swallowed.
Want a wing? Just added them to the concessions. I know they're a little different from the usual hot dogs and popcorns, but what can I say? I'm a fucking trailblazer. Oh. We're trying new flavors now. This one's habanero chut meat. Oh my God, this one's blueberry buffalo. Please, please try one.
The Fright didn't move. She smirked, flicking a bone onto the plate.
Evastive Fright. I thought you were dead. We all thought you were dead.
He stepped forward, stopping right in front of her desk.
Jungle Jim, what do you know?
Trish sighed, dabbing grease from her fingers with a napkin.
No pork lay. Just getting right to it.
You never needed it before.
You ever consider coming back?
The Fright didn't answer.
Not as a full-timer, obviously. Your knee's shot, you look like hell. You know what you look like? Guy from the Super Fantastics, oh my God, the Granite Man.
One of the Reavers grunted.
Miss Vicious, that's the thing.
Yes, that's it. You look like the fucking thing. You look like a giant walking callus.
And you look like a cheap whore in an expensive suit.
The Reavers exchanged an uneasy glance. Trish grinned, but it wasn't warmth that spread across her face. For a moment, the Fright could have sworn the whites of Trish's eyes had turned black. Then it was gone. The automatic record player crackled. The needle dropped, and another Ethiopian jazz tune haunted the room.
Seriously, come back. Be a manager. Help the young guys. Walk them to the ring. Carry their bags. You could clearly use the money. Also, feel free to go use the locker room showers. Actually, please go use the locker room showers.
The Fright's hands twitched.
I got this kid, Chaz Sussex. Blue chip prospect. You could be useful. I see his future. I see all my little chippies' futures. Then you could be a wonderful guide. A warning, a cautionary tale. Teach them what not to do.
The Fright's voice cut through her like a blade.
Jungle Jim was killed 10 feet from your door. Somebody here knows why. Somebody knows.
Trish shook her head.
Jim had a lot of enemies. You know that.
And they all work for you.
Trish wiped her hands.
I also pay for a statue. You see it out there?
She smirked.
Oh, shit. I guess I forgot to mention, when I bought this place, I had them tear your statue down. It just made everybody sad.
A pause.
Funny, isn't it? If you'd been disconcerted about your fellow wrestlers back in the day, you'd still have a career.
Fright's eyes darkened.
The Twin City Screwjob, you were in on it too?
For the first time, Trish's smile faded. A long silence.
We wouldn't have had to break your knee if you weren't such a selfish prick.
Fright's knuckles cracked. Trish smirks.
You should have dropped the belt to Geronimo.
His voice was ice.
He didn't deserve it.
Didn't matter. He was the hottest star in the business.
I would have dropped it to Jim. I would have dropped it to Skidmark for Christ's sake, but not to him.
And that's why you had to be buried.
The Fright stared at her.
So why'd you bury Jim?
I didn't. Jim made a lot of enemies with that podcast. Every man and woman in that locker room had a reason to want to take him out.
But it was the woman sitting in front of me who had the most to lose.
Trish's eyes flickered. Fright steps closer.
The woman who dominated the men, who clawed her way to the top, inspiring little girls to be just like you. I hear you're even thinking about running for Congress, but now they know the truth. They know you're just a bloated, aging whore.
A flash of white-hot rage crossed Trish's face. Trish flicked the napkin onto her plate.
Boys, I think it's time to put Fright back in his grave.
And that concludes this broadcast of the Midnite Station. Tune in next week for another trip into the weird frontier.